What's up, guys? It's a sleepy summer day, and so why not just blow up Iran all over again? The Strait of Hormuz is on fire, or at least that's what we think. There's a lot of fake news out there. Or has a massive peace deal been signed? One of two things has to be true because the news today is wild out of this region. Trump made a last-minute unexpected visit to Camp David aboard Marine One. Per flight tracking data, this comes as the White House press pool has been silent over the last 14 hours. Actually, this was fake news. Trump is in Bedminster, New Jersey, at his golf club, not Camp David. This is after President Trump declared the Strait of Hormuz would be U.S. territory. Donald Trump said this at a speech this weekend. Here we go.
Pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
So the White House has walked that one back and said he was just joking, guys. Please, we beg of you, sign the actual peace deal. And it looks like it worked. This is real news, okay? Iran and Oman have struck a deal on new shipping traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian Foreign Minister Emsal Bengali announced the agreement, saying the talks went well despite what he called U.S. obstruction. Iran's foreign, defense, security, and environmental bodies all had a hand in shaping the plan. Here we go. So he's saying,
از تنگه هرمز مذاکرات ایران و عمان از 2-3 ماه قبل شروع شده بود.
So I don't think that you speak Farsi, but anyway, the point is that Iran has reached an agreement with Oman for freedom of navigation inside of the Strait of Hormuz. So what does that agreement say? Let's go ahead and look. The ministry says that Oman, regarding the Strait of Hormuz progress, is progressing positively. The ministry says the two sides have reached an agreement regarding the maritime navigation map for the strait. Well, okay. That's extremely positive, I suppose. That all anybody really wants is for the Strait of Hormuz to be back open and for oil prices to come down. Here we go. This is the doctor speaking. The root of insecurity in the Hormuz Strait has been America's illegal actions and interventions. He says Oman and Iran have reached an agreement on the shipping route and the map for the strait, carried out with Iran's full defense apparatus handling technical and security details. Bengali says that the deal was struck between Iran and Oman only, not the U.S. Restoring full security of the Hormuz is separate, and Iran blames the U.S. for that. Okay. The deal will not reopen the strait, which carried a fifth of the world's oil, until the U.S. corrects its violations and meets Tehran's conditions. Seems like the Trump administration has now been very open to engagement and diplomacy here. The confirmation comes with 65 vessels attacked and 17 seafarers killed in the war. Trump threatens to declare the strait U.S. territory. So many people saying that there has been a deal reached, but what happens next? What happened seconds ago? Iran just launched 3 anti-ship cruise missiles from Keshem, Iran's southern coast, minutes ago. Explosions reported in the Strait of Hormuz. Heavy U.S. Air Force activity now underway around the strait. No visible vessels transiting as the U.S.-backed southern corridor. Target vessels seem to be traveling with their transponders off. All right. You never know what's actually real. In this stuff, things can pop off very quickly, but Iran believes new round of fighting in the U.S. is unavoidable and is now deciding to focus all efforts on preparing for the battle instead of diplomacy. Not a great sign. Iran's Navy is on maximum alert, monitoring the smallest detail online social media, says Iran source. This comes as Trump made unexpected visit to Camp David a few hours ago. Secretary of State Rubio went to CENTCOM in Florida on Friday. And the official U.S.-Iran ceasefire ends on Monday. So the ceasefire, I don't think, is even on. And again, we know that the president is actually at his club in Bedminster, although Trump has been very, very quiet today. What would it look like, the navigation of the Strait of Hormuz? It looks like you have a new map here. Hormuz transit routes emerge. Iran is the key Western naval group, proposed one corridor each for Oman and then a corridor for Iran. So both would be allowed. Iran and Oman appear to be edging closer to a deal on how the Strait of Hormuz should be managed, agreeing that the routes through the key waterway have proved a major stumbling block in effort to end almost 6 months of war between the Islamic Republic. So everybody reporting that the deal is, I guess, here, close. Trump says he'll declare the Strait of Hormuz U.S. territory. White House says Trump was just joking, declaring Hormuz a U.S. territory, and was joking about the speech today in New York. My observation, while I watched this speech in person, he did chuckle after he said it, and he seemed to say, it's true. Okay. So he's going to declare the Strait of Hormuz a territory just like Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. What have we been seeing here? Donald Trump has been low-keying it. Donald Trump has definitely ratcheted back the conversation about Iran and the war. The war is not particularly popular and has had negative economic effects. This has been very frustrating for me. I want to win. I want our side to win. I'm not sitting here second guessing the president. I just want our side to win. And the issue is that there's only so much energy in the world. There's only so much oxygen. You cannot make up the lost time. And I would argue that the best way to get this thing done is like to just accept the fact that this was a far more annoying and obnoxious and stubborn task than people thought. People make bad decisions all the time and just get out. Just get out. People want oil prices to come back down. People, obviously you can see where the oil prices is. These are oil futures. They've ticked back up. This has been in 1 month. Oil was down when everybody thought there was going to be some type of peace plan. Oil sort of ticks up. This has been obviously skyrocketing oil prices right here. And we want them to resort back to where they were, right here. $55 a barrel on December 16th. That's $2 gas throughout the country. That's what everybody wants. Obviously, you can't always get what you want, but for the sake of the midterms, for the sake of MAGA, for the sake of the America First movement, Trump saying he's going to low-key it, and many people saying that Donald Trump is just perfectly content with modern-day siege tactics, that Trump's going to get what he wants by just keeping the votes there, keeping the blockade on Iran. You don't have to fire any more missiles. You can just shut down their economy by stopping all of their oil flow, and eventually both sides are going to break. Both sides are just going to say, okay, you know what? We want to be able to ship our oil. We want to be able to make a bunch of money. We want to be able to control the Strait of Hormuz. America wants peace, and they want low gas prices, and they, I guess, want to get the lead out, right? And everybody can walk away saying they were the victor. Fine. Everybody loses, everybody wins. That's just the way war goes, honestly. Oftentimes, you're just making peace with bad enemies. You're making an ugly peace, and an ugly peace is better than an ugly, hot war, right? So that's what we're asking for. That's what we're begging for. That's what we're saying should happen here. For the good of the country, for the good of the movement. And President Trump can walk away with his head held high saying, hey, you know what? At least he gave a shot, right? It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I want Trump to win. I want our movement to win. I want us to win. But you have to understand what victory often looks like in war. It often looks like everybody making some concessions. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.